Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from El Salvador in the city of San Salvador. It's our first full day here in San Salvador, and obviously I've got to go ahead and start eating my way through the city. This is without a doubt a food city, so let's go ahead and see what we can find to eat. Alright, first stop of the day, we're currently at the main municipal market here in San Salvador, and we're currently at a place known as Pupusas Rosita. This place is so busy, it's like jam-packed, and this lady, her name is Rosita, and she is so busy. Like, she has a whole list of orders she has to do. She's making the pupusas so quickly. It's insane how fast she's making the pupusas. It's absolutely incredible. I have so much respect for her. She's just flipping and flipping and flipping, and she's just making pupusas non-stop. But it's incredible. So many locals are eating here, and the best part is the vendors who work at the market, who are like selling fruits and vegetables and everything, they order their pupusas from here. Like, they've literally taken away a lot of pupusas and given them to other vendors because this place is so good. Like, when I was walking through the market, this is the place that smelled the best, and it's also the place where everybody's eating. So obviously I've got to come here and try it out. Now, let's talk about the pupusa I've got here. This is a shrimp pupusa. I've never had a shrimp pupusa before, but they're only found here in El Salvador. You can't find them anywhere else in the world. And the thing is, this pupusa is made of rice flour. So usually when you get a pupusa, you can get it either with corn flour or rice flour. This one right here is made of rice flour. And inside you've got some shrimp, but just look at how toasty and crispy it is on the outside. You can see little bits of shrimp on the inside, but the toastiness level is just incredible. All right, first off, I'm gonna pour some salsa just on top of it, give it that little bit of spiciness, and then obviously when you're eating a pupusa, you've got to get it with the vegetables, you've got to get it with the lettuce and everything, mix that all up together. That's the only proper way to eat a pupusa. All right, we're gonna rip off a little piece. I've warned myself about this many times before, but when you get a pupusa and it's freshly made, it's gonna be hot. And I still apparently have not learned my lesson. Woo! I can't wait anymore. This smells just absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and give this a try. That is actually one of the best pupusas I've ever had. First off, rice flour is actually a little bit starchy. You've got like a very clean rice flavor, but it's a little bit stickier. It's stickier than a corn flour because, you know, rice, it's sticky. That's the whole point. Outside, super nice and crispy. I absolutely love how crispy the outside of the pupusa is, and you can see it from the outside how crispy it is. You've got a little piece of onion, the shrimp. The shrimps are actually really small. Like, look at the shrimp. It's like a little tiny baby shrimp right here. It's incredibly small. Well, the thing is, these shrimp sort of provide a really nice seafoody flavor to it. They're really fresh, probably right here from the market. They've got a whole seafood section here, by the way, which is incredible. But the shrimps are really small, but actually if you put big shrimps in, it might not work because it couldn't fit inside the pupusa. But when you have small, tiny little shrimps like these that just go inside, you can stuff a lot more in there, and yet at the same time, every bite, you're still getting a lot of shrimp. Wow, really good. I want to continue eating this, but it's so hot that I've got to wait. But man, it's torture waiting for this thing to cool down before I can eat it because it smells incredible. And while I'm eating it, she's making more pupusas right behind the camera, just, you know, making them like that and then toasting them on the grill. It's incredible how fast she makes the pupusas here, and they're absolutely delicious. Okay, that was absolutely incredible. That is easily the best pupusa I've ever had. The shrimp is fresh, the crispiness of the rice flour. Man, I have so much respect for Auntie Rosita there. She's so organized in the way she makes it. Her workers are clueless. They're like, what is this one for? Who is this one for? She has everything down, and she like remembers every single order. This is for this person, and she has so many orders coming in. She's cooking it, she's directing the whole operation. Wow, I mean, I just have so much respect for her. She is incredible. Like, she's like an army general there at the front line, ordering everything, and she makes it perfectly. It's really good. Even though there's so much quantity going on, the quality is incredible. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we can eat. Gracias.
Gracias, gracias.
All right, just outside the main market, like the food eating area. We're still inside the market, but outside the food eating area is this stall right here. She sells tons and tons of different drinks, but there is a drink that you can only find in El Salvador that I want to show you. This is the ensalada de frutas. Now, literally, ensalada de frutas means a fruit salad, but it's not really a fruit salad. How they make ensalada de frutas is just when they cut open fruits, all the water that comes out, all the juices that comes out, that's what they do. They just sweep that up, and that becomes this drink right here, ensalada de frutas. You can see there's a couple fruits inside. She told me that there's also a little bit of food coloring in there, but just look at that. You can see there's like little chunks of fruit that are probably left over when people were cutting up the big fruit. They sold off the big pieces, and the little pieces just turned into this little drink here. All right, let's go ahead and try our first ensalada de frutas here in San Salvador. Ooh, that's a lot of fruits going on. I don't know what fruits they are, but I feel like I taste a little bit of like peach, a little bit of apricot, I think maybe like a watermelon or something. And you can taste like the fruits are really, really refreshing. It's not really sweet, it's just really, really watery, because after all, this is just the water from the fruits that are left over that they sort of just wipe up and create a fruit salad drink. But super interesting. When you think of a fruit salad, you think about the solid fruits inside a bowl with like watermelon and honeydew and all that, but here, fruit salad is liquefied into a drink. I have to say, I much prefer the fruit just by itself. This has like a little bit of like an old fruit flavor, not like the freshest ingredients, but it's still really, really good. And honestly, on a hot day here in El Salvador, this cold, sort of cold drink is exactly what you need to cool off, because she puts it in ice and then she puts extra ice inside. Oh yeah, and with the sweetness of the fruit, it does not get much better than that when you want a cold, refreshing drink in El Salvador. Gracias. All right, next food I've gotten is something that I've actually really wanted to try in San Salvador. This is a Semita. Now, if you watch my video from Puebla, you'll remember we've had a Semita there too, but that Semita was a fried pork sandwich. Here in San Salvador, a Semita is not a savory pork sandwich. It's a dessert, it's a cake, it's a pineapple cake. Oh my God, a bird just pooped on my hand. Thank God it wasn't on the cake, but oh, that sucks, that's disgusting. I want to hurry up and eat this because one of these birds is eventually gonna poop on this cake, but it's supposed to be like a pineapple tart. It's supposed to be really delicious. You can see it's coated with a little bit of sugar, and you can see on the side that pineapple, it's super like sticky and juicy. All right, let's go ahead and try it out. First off, it's a bread. It's not a cake. It's a bread. It's like the bread is pretty flavorless. There's nothing really to the bread. Now inside, the pineapple is really nice and sweet. It's very gooey. It's very sticky, but you don't really taste the pineapple, but you still get a pretty strong pineapple flavor. The nice top of the sugar is just coating the top of the bread. Really, really nice and crispy and crunchy. Really, really delicious. But I have to say, I thought it was gonna be a cake. I thought it would be like a pineapple shortbread or a cake. But no, it's literally just bread with some pineapple in it, topped with some sugar. It's delicious, I like it. It's just not what I was expecting, and I had higher expectations, so that's why I'm like a little bit disappointed, but still really, really good snack, and only for 25 cents? Absolutely worth it. All right, well for lunch today, I've come to a place known as San Miguelito Market. And there's this huge food area, and like, I don't know what to get. I am so overwhelmed. Everybody's eating different things. The ladies are like telling me, come to my stall, but I don't know what to get. I'm just so lost. I'm so overwhelmed. I think we're gonna find a stall where there's a lot of people eating and just figure it out, because I honestly have no clue what's going on here. Gracias. Alright, I mentioned earlier how I was pretty overwhelmed by the amount of choice here at the market at San Miguelito. I'm still pretty overwhelmed, but I saw this spot, a lot of locals eating here, and the name of the place is Comedor San Miguelito. It's the eatery of San Miguelito, which is the name of the market. So if you're gonna use the name of the market, I'm pretty sure you're pretty good. But we got a couple things. First off, we got a drink. This is from a separate stall, but it's a drink called Carao. I tried to ask the lady what it was and she just got really mad at me, frustrated, and walked away. So I'm not really sure what exactly carao is, but we're gonna go ahead and try out what carao is. Oh, it tastes super weird. It's like, okay, I hate to say this, and trust me, I've never tasted gasoline before, but it tastes like what gasoline smells like. It has this like weird pungent odor to it. It's like a little bit sweet, but it's like also I feel like it's like a little bit of fermentation. I don't really know what it is. Honestly, I have no clue what it is. Not my favorite thing. I'm really not a fan of this, but it's interesting. It's really, really interesting to try this out, but not a fan. Not a fan at all. All right, let's go to the main thing, the plate here. This whole plate right here, $2. If I got rid of the eggs and the potatoes, it would have been $1.50, but I saw that, it looked amazing. I had to try it out. Now, for $2, you're getting rice, you're getting eggs and potatoes, you're getting salad here, which is known as chimol, and you're getting an entire roast chicken, which looks absolutely incredible, by the way, and you're getting a stack of 3 tortillas, which is gonna fill you up. All right, let's go ahead and just start off with the rice first. The rice, you can see, it's kind of like a reddish orangish color. You've got some tomatoes inside, but oh, it looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and try it out. Ooh, that rice is really, really good. It's very, very nice and savory. I like that the rice is pretty soft and it soaks up all the juices. That rice is good. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's go ahead and try the chicken. I'm gonna just try to try this like little chicken leg here. It looks nice and toasty and it actually looks really, really juicy just from the outside. So let's go ahead and try this out. Did you guys see how easily that meat fell off the bone? Let me just replay that for you. That meat is so soft and it's so juicy that you can still see the juice. Literally, when I bit into it, I could have just sprayed onto the side of my lip here. Oh, that is delicious. That is so, so good. I don't know how to make it that juicy, but the outside's still really, really crispy. Really, really nicely seasoned. I understand why everybody here is getting chicken now. It's really good. This chicken and rice, might be some of the best chicken rice I've ever had in my entire life. All right, next up, let's go ahead and try the eggs and potatoes, which you can see, pretty simple. Eggs and potatoes. I hope they don't mess this one up, but I think they also have some chili inside it. You can see the potatoes are really cooked down. They've almost sort of become like, you know, lost their like hard edges. They're really, really soft now. Let's go ahead and try this out. Like I said, you can't really mess up eggs and potatoes, and luckily they didn't mess that up at all. The eggs super, super nice, slippery, smooth. It's actually got a nice little crunch from the onions and the tomatoes that's cooked down with the potatoes. That is delicious. And obviously we got to try the chimol, which is the local sort of Salvadorian salad here. It looks like a Mexican pico de gallo with some tomatoes, onions, and some coriander. Let's go ahead and try this out. Yeah, that's pico de gallo. I don't know why they call it chimol here. Maybe that's what they do in Salvador, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's nice, crispy, crunchy, fresh. Exactly what you need as a nice salad on the side. All right, let's go ahead and get these tortillas in. I'm gonna rip a piece off here. I'm gonna get a little bit of rice, a little bit of egg, a little piece of chicken inside. This is going to be an absolutely epic bite. Let's go ahead and try this out. I don't know if you heard the crunch when I bit in. That crunch was not from the outside coating of the chicken. That's from the tortilla. That tortilla is so crispy. It's so toasted that it's almost like a cracker on the outside. It's so, so crispy. Inside, nice and soft, soaks up all the juices, but on the outside, it still remains so crispy. Oh, that is incredible. You've got to eat it with the tortillas. The tortillas are delicious. I mean, you can see that sort of browning on the sides where it's been toasted because it's so, so crispy. Just touching it, it's actually a pretty hard edge. So keep that in mind when you're eating the tortillas. It's not like a soft, simple tortilla. That's a crispy one, and it's absolutely delicious. Like I said, everything, including the drink, $2.25. That is insane. For the portion size, the delicious quality, even though they're giving you quite a big quantity of it, the quality is still there. So if you're here in San Salvador, come to this market, come to this place. Absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness, that meal was so good. And it was so filling. Like, I am absolutely stuffed right now. I don't think I can eat another grain of rice. It's so much quantity, and those tortillas, they will fill you up with the rice and the chicken. I have to say the carao, I'm not really a fan. I did not like the drink. It just doesn't sit right with me. It has this weird sort of aftertaste that, ugh, no, not for me. But the chicken and the potatoes and eggs, so simple, but that's home cooked. Everybody in there, they're locals. There's soldiers eating there. There's police officers. Anyone on their lunch break comes here and eats the food because it's so delicious. And it's just so popular as well. If you're trying to find local food here in San Salvador, it doesn't get more local than that. It doesn't get more authentic than that. And it doesn't get more delicious than that. All right, we're gonna walk around a little bit because I need to burn this off. I am so stuffed. I don't have to roll around San Salvador, but that was a delicious meal here in the market. Night has fallen here in San Salvador. It's also raining, unfortunately, but it's nighttime. The streets food stalls are out, and I'm excited because we've gotten tacos. Now, I've tried tacos in Mexico. I've tried tacos in Guatemala, and they've been different. So now I want to see how the tacos are here in El Salvador. And first impressions right away, it looks a little different from Mexican tacos, and it looks a little bit different from Guatemalan tacos. I will say it's a little bit more similar to a Guatemalan taco in that you've got that tomatoey sauce that covers everything. You've got salsa, you've got that shredded beef. That doesn't exist in Mexico. But the difference between this taco and the tacos in Guatemala is that this one has cabbage on top and cilantro, which the one in Guatemala didn't really have. So this is a Salvadorian taco, $1.50 for 4 of these tacos. It looks absolutely incredible. Now I'm just gonna squeeze some lemon on top just to give it that little bit of acidity. Oh my God, this whole thing is all coming apart. All right, just from holding it in my hand right now, it's a very juicy taco. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Wow, that's incredible, and it's so different from any other taco I've tried before. Let's compare this to the Guatemalan taco because I think that's where we can start from. That's the most similar one. Yes, you've got that juiciness, that soupiness. It's almost like a taco soaked in a soup because it's so wet. But that's where the differences end. This beef, the flavor on the beef is incredible. It's like super like roasted beef. I love that flavor. It's like you can feel the fire from the barbecued meat. It's incredibly well barbecued, really well seasoned. It's a little bit tough. I will say that. It's a little bit tough. But the flavor of the meat, absolutely incredible, really charred and grilled. The crispiness is actually coming a lot from the beef because it's so char grilled. Now, the tortillas themselves, also really crispy. You can see she just dunks them in the oil, deeply like sort of fries them a little bit and then puts them on top for them to grill. But I love how saucy it is, just like the Guatemalan tacos. But for me, the flavor of the beef is incredible. The spicy salsa, she was like, oh, don't put too much, it's a little bit too spicy. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that spicy. Tomatoey sauce, really similar to the one in Guatemala actually. But for me, that beef flavor, that's what sets this one apart. All right, we're gonna finish this up and then we're gonna get some dessert. All right, final food stop of the day and I'm so excited. We're at a place called Samsil. It's kind of like economic eatery, but it's sort of modernized. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's a bakery, it's also a restaurant, but it's super cheap. It's supposed to be for the local people, and oh yeah, it is definitely cheap. They make amazing pupusas, and they have also like rice and chicken, meals like that as well. But we're not here for the hot food because we've had enough hot food today. We are here for their desserts because they are also a bakery. Now, I've been wanting to try something for a very long time. and it's tres leches here in Salvador. Apparently it's supposed to be different from the ones in Mexico, so I can't wait to try that out. And as I was waiting in line, the lady behind me ordered a Semita, and I was like, oh my god, a Semita! I gotta get another one. I mean, you can only find these in Salvador, so obviously I had to try that out as well. It looks really, really good. It's actually a pretty small piece, but it looks amazing. And then of course the Semita, which by the way is 30 cents, but it's massive. I mean, just look at how tall this piece is. It's hefty, like it's a big, big piece of Semita. I don't even know how I'm gonna finish that. That was a complete impulse buy. But we're gonna go ahead and first try out the tres leches. It looks amazing. You've got that layer of cream on top, you've got cinnamon on top, they've even got a cherry on the corner, and you can see the condensed milk on the side. All right, let's go ahead and dig in for our first tres leches in San Salvador. Wow, that is quite different from the tres leches I've had in Mexico. That's soft. That is so soft. And the thing is, when you have it in Mexico, it can actually be a little bit heavy sometimes. This is a really light tres leches. It's a very light, even though it's inundated with the condensed milk and the evaporated milk, it's still really, really light. Cinnamon flavor is super strong. If you don't like cinnamon, you cannot get this, because I feel like the cinnamon is even in the milk a little bit. It's a really, really, really strong cinnamon taste. Wow, but that's delicious. I absolutely love the cinnamon taste. The milk is not too sweet. Very similar taste to the ones in Mexico, but texture-wise, very, very different. Wow, that's really, really good though. I actually prefer this one to the ones in Mexico. So, well done here in El Salvador. Let's go ahead and try the Semita, which you can only find in Salvador. I'm really, really curious to see how this one compares to the one we had early in the morning. You can see same thing. You got that sugar coating on top, which is really, really crispy. You got some little pineapple pieces inside. The only difference is that the one I had earlier, you could like bite in. I don't know how I'm gonna bite this. Look at how my mouth cannot take a bite from the top to the bottom. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a bite. Okay, that is a Semita. That is a delicious Semita. Same thing, you've got that bread. It's not a cake, it's a bread. But this time, I can taste the pineapple fibers. I can actually taste the fruit. I can also taste a little bit more sugar, but for once, I am tasting the actual pineapple fruit, which I absolutely love. The top sort of layer, actually I haven't tried that top layer out. Let's go ahead and give it a try. The top layer, although it looks like it's all covered in sugar, it's actually not that sweet, surprisingly. It's not that sweet at all. I would say that the thing about Semita is it looks like it's a very, very sweet dessert. But when you actually try it, it's not that sweet. The only sweetness comes from the top part, that little bit of sugar, and the pineapple that's sort of spread inside. Other than that, you're not really getting any sweetness. I love that I can taste the fruit on this one. The bread, nice and bouncy. The texture on top, really nice and crispy with the sugar. Really, really good Semita. Way better than the one I had earlier today. And for the portion, 30 cents for this huge portion of Semita, which is, by the way, massive. Like, it's very big. But the thing is, when you hold it, you realize that it's kind of like a cushion. It's kind of like a cloud. Easy to sort of squish. And when you bite in, you also realize it's really, really soft, really easy. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today. After I finish this, I'm gonna be absolutely full. I have had so much food today, and I have to say, I love the food in El Salvador. It has a lot of foods that are similar in sort of Guatemala and Mexico and Honduras, but I think they do it really, really well here. Whether it's the pupusa, which, I mean, it originated here, so gotta give them credit for that, or the Semita, the fruit salad, which was really interesting, rice and chicken, which was amazing, the tacos, which were really different. The food here has just been absolutely incredible. So when you're in El Salvador, come to San Salvador, try out the food. There's tons and tons of markets, tons of street food for you to try. I've just sampled a fraction of the food in this city, so make sure to try that out. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. We've got more videos coming from El Salvador, so I'll see you guys on the next one.